Back for more. You people must love what we do, and I appreciate that. Drum Talk TV coverage of the NAMM Show 2018. Thank you for watching on drumtalktv.com. Here with Glen effing Sobel. How are you?
You almost cursed, man. Take it easy. It's a family show. How are you?
Filtered it. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I got the voice still. This is day 4, right, of the show?
14, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Feels like it.
yeah. But my voice is here. I'm feeling good and not getting the so-called NAMM thrax. It's not happening.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Speaking of like keeping and losing your voice, when you're on tour with Alice, for instance, do you lose your voice from playing? Do you make noise? Do you moan, grunt, yell, or anything that rips up your voice?
No, nothing that makes me lose my voice. I think I might have done that years ago. Maybe I still do. Make funny noises, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't wear a headset mic. I don't sing.
Yeah.
So no, that's never been a problem.
Okay. Cool. Great.
Yeah.
So what's coming up? You got Alice Cooper tour dates coming up?
Yeah, man, we did over 100 shows last year, all over the world, 5 continents, 18 countries. It was long but great, and we're going back out. We'll be out all of March in the States, mostly East Coast, I think, and then there's more coming up in the summertime. It never ends. Alice will be turning 70 next month, and we got to keep up with him. I am not kidding.
Yeah, I know. So if you haven't seen Alice Cooper live, it's an amazing show, so much energy, so much theatrics, and Alice has not changed in decades.
No, and the show is just energy, man. I mean, you do not want to go on after us. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We bring it every night.
Yeah, absolutely. So 18 countries. Were there many that you hadn't been to before?
Let me see. I think it's all places I've been before. I'm trying to think. Probably places that we've covered in one way or another. We were in, all over Europe, back and forth 3 times, in Australia, New Zealand. We did Japan. We did South America, Brazil. All wonderful audiences. It was great.
Was there somewhere that you experienced something food-wise that made you log it up here, like, oh, I can't wait to get there next time because of the food or something?
Well, yeah, Spain,
Yeah.
the paella, yeah. Sure.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was
Killer. Great. Now you play in Chuck's band as well.
Well, sometimes. That's Chuck Garrick you're talking about, right? Bisto Blanco. It's our Alice Cooper bass player's solo band, and also Alice's daughter Calico is in it. And I sometimes record with them, and I've been recording the new record, and he wanted to step it up and have a lot of cool muso stuff in there, and that's going to be a cool record. That'll be out real soon.
So most people know you as Alice Cooper's drummer. You do a lot of other session work and things like that. If you take a moment and think about Alice Cooper and that whole persona, what would be some musical influences you have and that you listen to that might surprise people?
Oh, that I have that would surprise people? I mean, look, you got to have a lot of influences if you want to be a truly well-rounded player and find your own voice on the instrument. I've realized lately about a couple of guys, it's like, oh yeah, they are kind of a big influence of mine. Like, the Doors, John Densmore. Just from revisiting and listening, it's like, yeah, that guy was taking a lot of jazz ideas, the bossa nova at the top of Break On Through, and just a lot of cool parts that you don't think about until you maybe have to learn the song. Or, yeah, that's definitely a guy that's a big influence. And a lot of classic rock players, Simon Kirke. You revisit things, you hear it with different ears years later, and maybe you realize that their playing somehow crept in, sunk in by osmosis, just from hearing it in the background, sure.
But then, like you said, you go back and play to it and break it down, and you realize, oh, maybe there's something more there, or you didn't realize, like you said, it's a big influence of your playing.
That's so true. When you learn songs, you are taking something from that song, and it's becoming a part of you, whether you realize it or not.
Yeah. Some people say that if you learn to speak different artists' language, that you'll never develop your own sound. I think it's exactly the opposite.
I don't agree with that at all. Look, you got to have a broad spectrum of influences, because if you use your imagination, you could pull a little bit from everybody and put it into your own thing and come up with your own ideas based on what you've heard. I get into that with students. Don't just learn what I've shown you and stop. develop another 4 or 5 ideas, write them out, bring it back to me, let me see what you do with this. That influences people to use the imagination and
You need
innovate.
those tools in your toolbox to put all that together.
Yeah, and you're going to have to, as a player that does recording sessions or whatever, you're going to be asked to come up with ideas, parts, and you have to be on the fly able to have all these ideas to present and be able to pull off, and it helps to have all the influences.
In reference, oh yeah, John Densmore, the Simon Kirk,
Exactly.
or Dan Shinder, or Glen
Yeah.
Sobel.
Now that you know, if you're on a session, I bring this up a lot because this happens all the time. They say, well, we're doing this song and it's got this kind of vibe. We're doing a vibe like, you know, and they mention some song, and if you know the song, you go, oh yeah, I get it. I know what you're talking about. Let's try this, and you're off and running. Yeah.
That's great. And you're still teaching lessons.
I do a little bit when I'm in town. I do a little bit of private lessons on Skype and in person. When
How can people learn more about that?
Well, if you're not easily findable online, it's like you don't exist.
Yeah.
My website is just glensobel.com, and all the info is there. And through Facebook and Instagram, there's all these ways of finding people and finding out about them, and that's part of the game these days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Glenn, thanks so much for taking time. I know you're really
Wait a minute, wait a
busy.
minute. How many people follow you now?
Over 1 million.
Those aren't fake bot followers?
I've never boosted a post,
know.
and I've never placed a Facebook ad. It's all real people.
No, I know. You're the real deal. There's a lot of people out there, you know, they buy
Yeah.
fake followers and fake comments, and don't do that.
Yeah,
People
don't do
see right through it.
Yeah.
They can tell, and you're a big phony. Don't do that.
And it doesn't help your brand. You don't learn anything if they're not real people. You got to learn from your audience
It's
what works.
damaging. It's damaging. Don't do it.
Absolutely.
That's
Thanks,
our lesson
Glenn.
today.
Absolutely.
See you guys.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you on DrumTalkTV.com and Facebook Live. We'll be back soon.